Imagine a world where your brain and body are not in constant conflict, where stress doesn't drain you but helps you perform. In The 5 Resets, Aditi Nerurkar argues that stress itself isn't the enemy. What's dangerous is when stress is chronic, unbalanced, and unregulated. Too often, especially in modern societies, from busy American cities to fast-paced urban centers in India and Europe, we treat resilience as grit at all costs, pushing harder, doing more, multitasking, sleeping less. But Nerurkar challenges that. She calls this mindset toxic resilience. Rather than building real strength, it exhausts the body, destabilizes the mind, and eventually leads to burnout. Instead, she proposes 5 resets, manageable mindset and lifestyle shifts that help realign our brain and body, restore balance, and turn stress into a sustainable ally rather than a silent enemy. If you love powerful, insightful, and life-changing books, then you've found the right channel. Every week, we break down the ideas that transform mindsets, elevate success, and shift lives. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you'll want to catch every book we review. Let's continue. These resets are: 1. Get clear on what matters most. 2. Find quiet in a noisy world. 3. Sync your brain and your body. 4. Come up for air. And 5. Bring your best self forward. What's striking is how this framework draws on both scientific insight and common sense wisdom, blending the mind-body connection with psychological realism. As Nerurkar puts it, stress is a healthy biological phenomenon, but only when it's in tune with the frequency of our lives. Reset 1. Get clear on what matters, the power of prioritizing purpose. Before you can manage stress, you need to understand why you feel it. Often, we don't ask ourselves, what matters most to me? Instead, we respond reflexively, chasing money, chasing success, chasing approval, without clarity. This lack of clarity keeps the brain in survival mode, where the amygdala stays active, producing chronic low-level stress even when no actual threat exists. Resetting begins with a simple but powerful question: what matters most to me? Nerurkar suggests using the acronym MOST to shape real achievable goals. Globally, this is transformative. Consider a young professional in Lagos or Nairobi balancing family expectations, chaotic traffic, and unstable job opportunities. Without clarity on core values, maybe family well-being or cultural integrity, the stress of daily uncertainty overwhelms. A most-defined goal might be save X amount monthly for children's education. Once that clarity is set, actions become purposeful, stress becomes manageable, and energy stops being scattered. In the US, many people today juggle fast careers, side hustles, social media hustle, and family. Burnout is epidemic. Reset 1 offers relief. When you refocus on what truly matters, health, family, authentic growth, you dissolve unnecessary noise. In philosophical resonance, it echoes the words of the Stoic thinker Epictetus. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Clarity of purpose becomes the foundation for mental resilience. Reset 2. Find quiet in a noisy world, reclaiming mental space. Once purpose is clarified, the next obstacle is constant distraction. We live in a world of relentless digital noise, notifications, news alerts, social media updates, group chats across time zones. This overstimulation overloads the nervous system, hijacks attention, and fragments our focus. Nerurkar calls this popcorn brain. Reset 2 is about reclaiming mental bandwidth by creating boundaries, digital detox periods, designated quiet times, and mindful awareness. This isn't about rejecting technology, it's about using it with intention. One technique she recommends is the bookend method, which helps compartmentalize time, signals when to start and stop tasks, and protects your brain's need for recovery. Take a global example. A remote worker in London toggles between email, Zoom, Slack, and late-night social media. By 10 p.m., their brain is buzzing, sleep disrupted, mood fragile. Implementing intentional quiet, no screens after 9 p.m., 30 minutes of reading or meditation reduces cortisol levels, improves sleep, and restores calm. For a software engineer in Bangalore or Lagos crunching tight deadlines, silence might be breathing exercises between meetings or a 5-minute walk outside. These small resets break cycles of anxiety and restore equilibrium. This reset teaches a powerful lesson. Peace isn't found by doing more, it's found by withdrawing sometimes. As the philosopher Lao Tzu said, silence is a source of great strength. In embracing quiet, you allow your mind to process, heal, and reset, transforming overload into insight, fragmentation into clarity. Reset 3. Sync your brain and your body, the mind-body harmony. Nerurkar argues that stress isn't only in the mind, it's wired into the body. In our modern lives, we neglect basic biological needs, sleep, digestion, movement, breathing rhythm. That neglect keeps our autonomic nervous system in a chronic state of mild alert. Reset 3 is about recalibrating that connection. Simple practices like deep diaphragmatic breathing, short walks, light movement, mindful eating re-engage the body's natural rhythms. One technique is the stop, breathe, be mental reset that helps interrupt stress patterns, calm the nervous system, and refocus attention.
In American cities like New York or Chicago, where people commute long hours and eat on the run, integrating short mindful walks or breath breaks during lunch can improve concentration, emotional balance, and long-term health. In densely populated Asian megacities like Mumbai or Manila, where space is limited and jobs demanding, a 5-minute stretch or mindful breathing before sleep can make the difference between burnout and resilience. This reset teaches a critical lesson. Your body is not a machine to be overclocked. It's a companion that demands respect, rhythm, and care. By syncing brain and body, stress stops being a constant drain and becomes a signal, a biological message that can be heard and responded to. Reset 4. Come up for air. The necessity of breaks and recovery. Modern productivity culture glorifies relentless hustle. Yet, Nerurkar warns that this is a lie. Human brains and bodies were not designed for constant output. Instead of pushing through fatigue, she argues for strategic rest. This is Reset 4, intentionally creating margin, time, space, and psychological permission to pause. This isn't laziness, it's smart design. She recommends the rule of 2. At any given time, make no more than 2 major changes to your lifestyle. Attempting too many changes, a new diet, new workout, new sleep schedule, new career goal, overwhelms the brain and body. Recovery becomes impossible. Consider a middle-class couple in London struggling with careers, children, and rising costs. They try to overhaul every aspect of life at once. New exercise regime, new diet, new savings plan, and end up even more stressed. Instead, applying the rule of 2, say improving sleep plus introducing brief nightly walks, offers manageable progress without collapse. In Lagos or Nairobi, someone juggling side hustles and instability might pick just one area, better sleep, and gradually rebuild strength. The result is sustainable momentum rather than crash and burn. This reset reminds us growth isn't about sprinting nonstop. It's about walking steadily with breathers along the way. As the ancient Greek philosopher Seneca advised, no man was ever wise by chance. Wisdom and resilience grow when we give ourselves space to rest, reflect, and regenerate. Reset 5. Bring your best self forward. Rewriting your relationship with stress. The final reset is transformative, not just surviving stress, but using it as fuel. Nerurkar argues that when we rewire our brain-body connection, prioritize what matters, embrace quiet, and allow for recovery, we become equipped to respond to life's demands with clarity, resilience, and purpose. This reset involves cultivating self-awareness, self-compassion, and intention. It means rejecting toxic resilience, the pressure to always push, and instead adopting true resilience, which respects limits, honors rest, and values consistency. Real-world example. A tech entrepreneur in Silicon Valley burning out from endless product launches, funding rounds, and travel. After applying the resets, prioritizing health, scheduling quiet time, taking sleep seriously, pacing work with breaks, she not only recovers mental clarity, but starts building a business with sustainable growth, balanced energy, and creative innovation. Similarly, a school teacher in Delhi burns out from long hours and large class sizes, but incorporating nightly walks, brief meditations, and realistic priorities helps her rediscover passion, patience, and purpose. This reset offers a philosophical turning point. Stress becomes not something to endure, but something to channel, not as a sign of weakness, but as a signal. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." By changing how we respond internally, we reclaim power over our lives even when external pressures remain. Why the 5 resets approach matters, a global imperative. 2 decades ago, stress might have been occasional, exam season, job change, relocation. Today, stress is constant. Information overload, economic instability, global crisis, unpredictable health threats, social pressure. Across continents, from America to Africa, Europe to Asia, millions live under the silent burden of chronic stress. The typical advice remains sleep more, eat better, exercise, but rarely addresses the systemic mismatch. Lives designed for speed and hustle, while bodies remain tuned for rhythm, rest, and reflection. The 5 resets cuts through the noise. It's not a fad diet, a quick fix, or a luxury add-on. It's a blueprint for sustainable living in a hyper-stimulated world. Its beauty is in the simplicity. Nothing expensive, nothing requiring special equipment, nothing unrealistic. Just mindset shifts and small, manageable practices. It's also inclusive. Whether you are a Wall Street executive, a stay-at-home parent, a student under pressure, or a startup employee juggling multiple roles, these resets are accessible. The framework transcends geography, culture, and income. The particular challenges differ, but the underlying human biology and psychology remain similar.
Bringing patterns from other great books. If you've read books about mindset and inner growth, like those that emphasize mental clarity, purpose, and self-awareness, the 5 resets resonates deeply. Just as other authors encourage us to challenge limiting beliefs or redefine success, Nerurkar invites us to redefine resilience and stress. Where some books focus on productivity hacks or life hacks, this book goes deeper. It aligns our lifestyle with our biology. It echoes the wisdom of thinkers who say, "Know thyself." The 5-step structure mirrors journeys in other transformational works. First, anchor identity, what matters. Then, manage environment, quiet. Then, align physiology, body. Then, build sustainable rhythm, rest. Then, act with integrity, best self. This continuity makes the 5 resets more than a stress management manual. It becomes a modern guide to living well, growing sustainably, and thriving despite external chaos. Final reflection. A call to conscious reset. If you are reading this, you may be carrying invisible weight. Tight shoulders, weary nights, restless mind, a longing for clarity. The world offers plenty of quick fixes, but few offer lasting reset. Adithi Nerurkar invites you to pause, breathe, and ask the simplest of questions. What matters most? By getting clear, by embracing quiet, by syncing body and mind, by respecting rest, and by stepping forward intentionally, you don't just survive stress, you transform it. You rebuild your inner environment so your brain and body become allies, not battlegrounds. You discover that real resilience isn't about how much you can endure, but how well you can adapt, recover, and grow. As the ancient Stoic Epictetus taught, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. With the 5 resets, you learn to align both mind, body, and life with reality. And in doing so, unlock a version of yourself that is not defined by burnout, but by balance, not by frantic hustle, but by calm clarity, not by constant noise, but by quiet strength. If this message resonated with you, subscribe and join us for more wisdom that fuels growth.